It is my great honor to help break ground on what will be the first high-speed rail in American history.
Nice. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I did a video yesterday. It was just a quick rant video. I was stuck on the side of the road with a bad tire. I apologize for the rant video. But anyways, I believe we need public transportation in America pronto. And evidently, high-speed rail in America is closer than you think. That's what this channel says right here by More Perfect Union. So we're going to go ahead and check this out. And yeah. Links to the original videos in that description section down below. We're going to jump into it and find out about this high-speed rail, guys.
This is where America's first high-speed rail will be.
Where's that?
This is what it will feel like to ride. And these are the workers building it. I set out to investigate the future of high-speed rail. Countries around the world with smaller economies than the US have national high-speed rail networks, while the US doesn't have a single route.
Yeah.
But what I found was an industry in which big changes are taking place. I went to see the first high-speed rail project that will be completed in the US, figured out when you'll be able to ride it, and also asked, what took us so long? Could something like this really happen? And what?
But see, the thing about that is, you know how much is in between? Like that, sure, that's great. That's fantastic, and it's a good start. But there's areas in these little spots, like this triangle right here, that's probably bigger than Belgium or the Netherlands, you know, because the state of Indiana right here is twice the size of Netherlands. So you figure half that size, yeah, that's definitely bigger than the Netherlands and probably Belgium for just that size. So you still have entire country-sized regions that's not going to have anything. Like right here, this whole entire Appalachian Mountain area, that's a massive area. But I guess it would help you get from one side of the country to the next or whatever. I'm in northern Indiana, so I guess I could jump up there to South Bend, I would assume, and go from South Bend to Chicago. Yeah.
What do these projects mean for the workers actually building them? This is Made in America with More Perfect Union, our look into ways the economy is changing that most people aren't aware of. And today we're investigating the future of high-speed rail.
Cool.
The first stop on my journey was Florida, to ride a train that could give me a feel for what the future holds. I just bought this ticket for $39, and I'm going to ride the route the whole way from here in Miami over to Orlando, Florida.
Cool.
The first high-speed rail in the US, a train from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, will probably look a lot like the one I'm about to get on, because it's also being created by the same company, Brightline, that made this train back in 2018.
So they're talking about the first high-speed rail, but then she's getting on this train. So is this train not a high-speed rail? Is this just something that's like an in-between, like a regular passenger train and like a medium-speed rail or something? I don't understand.
I'm so strong. Welcome to the train, everyone. We're here in Miami Central. The train's also going to make some stops in Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and then take us all the way to Orlando.
I've been to Orlando. It's pretty cool.
This train travels at a top speed of about 130 miles per hour. And it feels pretty smooth until another train passes by you. And this train is fast, but technically it's not high-speed rail, which means speeds of at least 186 miles per hour. And that's something America has struggled to pull off.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. So this one isn't quite a high-speed rail, but it's faster than your standard passenger train, I would assume.
But recently, several projects have been making some serious progress, and that's in large part thanks to unprecedented levels of federal funding. The bipartisan infrastructure law, which President Biden passed in 2021, allocated a record $66 billion for passenger rail projects.
Nice.
It's the biggest investment in passenger rail since Amtrak was first created in the 1970s.
Why don't people talk about that? The only thing you hear about people talking about with Biden is this failed border policy stuff that's going on at the Mexico border and all this kind of stuff. The guy gets a lot of hate for sure. I don't I'm not political, so I'm not, one way or the other, whatever. But why don't they highlight the good things that's going on like this? You know what I mean? Like, this is a good thing.
That money included the largest ever grant to California's massive high-speed rail line, which will go from Los Angeles, California, up to San Francisco in the Bay Area. It also included a $3 billion grant for what's shaping up to be the first completed high-speed rail project in the country,
Nice.
Brightline West.
So that's 218 miles, huh? Okay, so that's like a cool little... I never knew how long or how far Vegas and Los Angeles was, so that kind of gives me a little bit of an indication of how far it is.
On behalf of the Biden administration, it is my great honor to help break ground on what will be the first high-speed rail in American history.
Nice.
I'm here in Las Vegas, where construction is starting today for Brightline West, a train.
When was this video posted? Let me check real quick, guys. Okay, this video was posted 10 days ago, so I'm assuming this happened recently.
That will carry passengers at speeds up to 200 miles per hour. It will go from here in Las Vegas to Rancho Cucamonga, just outside of Los Angeles. What excites you about working on a project like this one?
The stability of how long it's going to go on. So I know I'll be waking up working for the next 4 to 5 years.
This job at its peak will generate over thousands of good-paying union jobs. The best part about that is this job has a project labor agreement that Brightline West and the building trades have entered.
When doling out federal funds for projects like Brightline West, the Biden administration has prioritized projects with strong labor standards. The project labor agreement between Brightline and the unions ensures that the company will employ union labor at every stage of the project. It also includes a requirement that 15% of labor hours go to union apprentices, workers getting paid to learn their trade for the first time.
Nice.
Well, to us, it matters not just what's being built, but how it's being built. And
So it seems like something is starting to hopefully change for the better here. Maybe people are finally starting to realize, like, what are we doing here? The entire rest of the world is passing us by. We need to get it in gear,
part of that means engaging union labor to create good-paying union jobs. That's what's happening here. It's what's happening across the country. We've got provisions for local hire to encourage projects that hire people from the same area where it's being built. We've got support for PLAs, project labor agreements, that secure a higher standard, really, for what's going to happen. It helps the projects get done well, and of course, it helps the workers and their families who are involved in it.
All that investment in the workforce could be a crucial part of building an entirely new American industry. It's possible workers trained on this project will go on to build high-speed rail lines in other parts of the country as well.
What I believe will be the legacy of today is this is really to mark the beginning of the high-speed rail industry. We have an automobile industry, we have an airplane industry. There's no reason the United States of America should not be the leader in the world for the high-speed rail industry.
Leader in the world. I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen. Europe's already got you beat. What else? Probably Japan, I think, has good high-speed rail. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Japan does. China might even. Yeah, so I think for us to be the best in the world at it, there's going to have to be a lot of changes and improvements.
This can lead to literally millions of jobs. The new factories will be built here in the United States. All this will be done by union labor.
Brightline
Nice.
recently selected Siemens Mobility to manufacture its new high-speed rail train cars, the American Pioneer 220. The company will establish a new facility in the U.S. to build them to meet Buy America requirements in the bipartisan infrastructure law.
Buy America has been the law since 1933, but for too long, past administrations, Democrat and Republican, have fought to get around it. Not anymore. Tonight, I'm announcing new standards that require all construction materials used in federal infrastructure projects to be made in America.
As construction gets underway, it's looking like you'll be able to ride Brightline West by 2028, and the first section of California's high-speed rail between Merced and Bakersfield is expected to have trains running by the early 2030s.
You know, so many Americans have
Nice.
that experience of going abroad, not just famously to a place like Japan, but you know, to England or Spain or Morocco or Turkey, and they come back and say, why can't we have this? And of course the answer is we can if we choose to invest in it.
Yeah, exactly. Every time, not every time, but a lot of times when American citizens do go to these other countries, they come back and they're like, whoa, what is this? My dog just, I don't know if you've seen him or not, he just ran right past my green screen here.
Once this is built, I think people will come back from family trips or weddings or whatever might bring them to Las Vegas. They'll go out to every corner of the U.S. saying, here's what I saw in Las Vegas. We should have this where I live. And we're already funding some of the research and planning in places like the Pacific Northwest, the South, the Midwest. There are so many parts of the U.S. that would be great candidates for great high-speed rail.
Through the bipartisan infrastructure law, the Biden administration has funded early design and planning efforts for a high-speed line between Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver, allocated billions of dollars to existing and new conventional rail projects, such as the planned higher-speed Raleigh to Richmond line. And in April, when meeting with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, Biden discussed a plan to use Japanese bullet train technology for a high-speed line between Dallas and Houston.
Even this
Alright.
historic package
So I was right, Japanese bullet train technology, so they do definitely have high-speed rail there.
on its own, it's not enough to single-handedly deliver a national high-speed rail network, but it's delivering this and other projects that I think will make a future high-speed rail network almost inevitable in the United States of America.
There's still a long way to go for the U.S. to have high-speed rail infrastructure that rivals other developed countries. But I came away from my trips to Florida and Las Vegas feeling like I'd seen a new industry taking shape here. It's clear that smoother, more reliable transportation in the form of American-made high-speed rail is possible, if our government invests in it.
Today answers the question that has been asked too often lately, the question of whether America can still build massive, forward-looking engineering marvels that make people's lives better for generations.
We can, but I don't think that we're gonna take over and end up being the best in the world at it. And if I mean maybe, but it'd be a while for sure, for sure. Like we haven't even started it. They're already talking about, oh, we're gonna be the best in the world. Everybody else has already been doing it for a long time, so I don't know.
And this is just the start. I am firmly convinced that once the first customer buys that first ticket to ride true high-speed rail on American soil, there will be no going back. People will demand and expect this everywhere, and leaders will respond, and more high-speed rail lines are coming.
Very cool.
Thanks for watching. This story opened up my eyes to an entirely new industry taking shape, and we're going to be doing many more stories on the ways the economy is changing as a part of our new series, Made in America.
Nice.
So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to see the future episodes. And if you have an idea or a suggestion, drop them in the comments below.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe because that seems like something definitely I'm interested in. So anyways, you guys have a super fun, awesome day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, bye.